It's just not gonna happen. And welcome to this episode of Let's Talk About Something. Today, it's gonna be kind of relaxed because the topic that I want to talk about isn't something it's not really serious or anything. I just wanted to talk about it and hear your thoughts on it. I am just now eating breakfast and I'm in my pajamas with a fruit smoothie. So we're just gonna have a nice, easy conversation this morning. As you can see from the title, this episode is about I'm not getting paid. I am not and will not get paid from YouTube. So that kind of breaks down into two different parts. First of which is YouTube is a hobby. It's something that I really, really enjoy doing. Now, obviously, as I'm making this, I'm not at the point where I even have the option to be paid. However, I want to put this out now because the fact that I'm not going to get paid directly has an impact on the types of videos I'm going to be making. More the professionalism and the quality, that's the word, the quality of my videos. YouTube is a hobby, and originally I didn't create my channel because I wanted to be the next big thing. I created it because I write a blog. As you can tell, I link it in the description a lot. But I wanted to put a video in my blog, but in order for me to do that without having to pay for my blog, I was going to have to embed a link into the post. However, in order for me to get my video into the post, I had to create a YouTube channel to then upload the video and then embed it. I'm paying for college right now, so I have to prioritize the things that are important financially, and school is kind of my top priority, as it should be. I don't want to be graduating with thousands of dollars in debt. In fact, at this point, I potentially could only be graduating with $3,000 in debt, which is something that's totally feasible, but I don't want that to then double, triple, or quadruple because I'm choosing to pay for other things. So that's partly why. And YouTube is a hobby. And another good example of that, because I'm paying for college, a lot of my other hobbies have to kind of be pushed to the side. So for example, I'm teaching myself special effects makeup. I'm not very good at it, and that's partly because of the materials that I have. I don't have a full kit, and a lot of the things that I have are from like your generic Halloween store. And so I want to get better quality things, but I get those things at either Christmas or my birthday or buy them myself. However, if I'm buying them myself, they're really, really expensive. And again, I have to prioritize what's important to me. So it's the same with YouTube. If I get to the point where after college I feel like, okay, maybe I want to get a ring light, or maybe I want to try to find a really good editing software, then that's something that I will pursue. But for the next 2 years, YouTube is going to be completely free in terms of how I'm making them, how I'm uploading them, and how you guys are seeing them. I don't want to I don't want to have to pay to do a hobby, you know what I mean? And also something big, another reason why I won't be getting paid from YouTube, is because I don't like Google. I said it. I don't like Google. I can't stand companies that kind of invade my space. You can say, oh, but Google doesn't do that, but then I would then argue, I think it does. The fact that all of your accounts that are connected to Google then hook up to each other. So for example, my Gmail is automatically connected to my YouTube channel, even though I don't want it to be. I want to have another email connected to that. Because it's connected to Google, I have no choice in the matter. And every Gmail account that I create for whatever purpose, I had one for the community college that I was at. I have one directly for my YouTube, and I have my own personal. They all get connected together, and then I randomly get pop-ups from like Google Plus, which is not ever something I subscribe to or I want it to do just automatically because I have a Google account. It automatically assumes I want everything part of that. And I don't like companies such as Apple, such as Google, such as Microsoft. I don't mind them by themselves, but it's when they try to get bigger and take over more things that I have a problem with. So I have a problem with Alexa or the similar Apple thing that you sit in your house. I don't want that. I don't want Google in my house apart from the places it needs to be. And I don't want companies like that, like Google, like Apple, even Big Brother, having more information about me than they should. So I don't want Google having the ability to pay me. That's a really, really scary idea to me. And I promise you, I'm not paranoid. I just don't like it. And I won't be pursuing that idea. And finally, probably the biggest reason why I won't be getting paid, I won't make YouTube a job, is because it wouldn't satisfy me. And I know a lot of people who make YouTube their job, they always say how happy they are with it, that they can make their own schedules, they're their own boss, they can do whatever they want, and they get paid for it. And that's awesome. Like, if that's something that appeals to you, that's fantastic. I'm not going to judge that. I'm not going to belittle that, because that's you and that's the things that make you happy, and I have no right to say that it's wrong. But for me personally, that wouldn't make me very happy. So in the same way, a 9-to-5 desk job wouldn't make me happy because of the nature of the job. My soul loves working with kids with special needs. And one of my dreams is to be a part of or own an equine psychotherapy farm, which is a farm that uses horses, ponies, donkeys, and other animals to provide therapy for kids with physical, mental, behavioral disabilities. At my church, currently, I work with a little girl who has Down syndrome, and I have for years, and she's stolen my heart. And every time that I work with her, my desire to provide therapy for these kids that might not otherwise get it is just solidified. And that is something that I can see myself doing as a career very easily. But if I were to do YouTube, that dream would be lost because I would need experience on degrees, and I would ultimately have to get my master's, and I want to get my doctorate. So therefore, I would have to go to school. But if YouTube were to be my job, I wouldn't have time to do that, and I wouldn't necessarily have the experience to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's really important to me that the degrees that I get have experience on them before I apply for the other one. And if I were to do YouTube, well, there goes that experience. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not trying to bash anybody for your choices. I'm just speaking from a very personal place. I also am very interested in conducting research, but again, I would have to get my doctorate for that. And I would have to be working at a college or some very prestigious organization to be able to be funded to conduct research. And that would not be, if I were to do YouTube and to reach the fame of some of the mega YouTube stars, I wouldn't have the ability to do that. So this is all to kind of say, I'm not doing YouTube because I know my heart and my soul. And I also think a lot of people start YouTube or start blogs or start whatever with the automatic dream that they're going to be the next big thing. And they forget how much chance is in the equation. I have a friend right now who, he's an awesome person, but he has a gaming channel, which I'll link down below for those of you that are interested in gaming channels or things like that. He's really fun, but he wants his channel to be big, and I think he forgets how much chance is in that. Same with those that write books. So I want to be an author, but that will be a hobby on top of whatever job I choose. And I would love for my book to be a movie someday, or whatever number of books I write. I would love for them to be movies someday, only because as I'm writing it, I'm seeing these incredible things, and I would love to see it in actual visualization. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of people graduate school wanting to be an author and forget how much their fame and their money depends on the popularity of their book. And I think that's the exact same with the YouTube channel. And I never created my channel to be the next big thing. I created it as a creative outlet for me. Much like my blog was created because I had things I wanted to say and no place to say them. When you're a writer, it happens. And I created this channel to supplement my blog and to be able to create things that I couldn't otherwise put in. I want my blog to be free, and I want YouTube to be free. And the fact that I can work them together to be free is fantastic. I don't have to pay for this hobby. I am naturally a creative person, and so being able to have 2 creative outlets is wonderful. However, if I ever have to choose one, I will be choosing my blog only because writing is much more important to my heart. It's something that I've been doing for years, and it's not that I don't like making videos. I just know the amount of effort that goes into it. It's so much quicker for me to sit down and write something and include sources and make it incredible, because that's something that I've been doing for a while now, 1, and 2, sometimes it's just easier for me to write than it is to speak and then edit and then worry about uploading and making sure something is visually appealing. This is all to say that this is my choice not to get paid. This is my choice not to make YouTube a job. This is my choice to have YouTube as a hobby. So I would love to know what you think. I would love to know, those of you that have channels, what your plan is. Do you want to make this a job? Do you want this to just be a hobby? Particularly those of you that are already reaching, I think it's the 100,000 mark. And then that is the point where you begin to decide, do you want to begin to be paid? I would love to know your thoughts. Do you think I'm being silly for making this video so early? I would love to know if you think that I am overthinking it. Do you think that I would love to know what you think, you know? Yeah, so that's all for now. Just a quick little thing while I barely ate my breakfast. I would love to know if there's any other topics that you want to hear. I do have a couple that I'm working on that will be in conjunction with my blog when I get my act together. It's summer, and I can't seem to get my butt off the couch from Netflix, but you know how it goes. That's all for now. Okay, ciao for now.